MyOutdoorTV is your home for every Major League Fishing 2024 event.
Yes, sir.
Including the General Tire Team Series.
I put the team on my back, baby.
Watch free on MyOutdoorTV with promo code MLF30.
It's truly the most pure form of bass fishing.
No practice, no research. You don't know if the lake's rising or it's falling.
And figuring out that pattern early is always the key to success.
When you get a bite, you have to run with that. You try to find that zone and just nestle into it.
When it's your time to win, it's your time to win.
Oh, God. Oh, dadgummit. Oh, my gosh, it's a big one. Yes. Come on with it.
Let's go, we gotta hurry. Ah! Oh, that felt so good.
General Tire's Major League Fishing. It's the Lucas Oil Challenge Cup from Mountain Home, Arkansas, presented by B&W Trailer Hitches.
I don't know if this is bad or good, but there's a warning sign where we just went by and said flooding.
Drive through the water to get to the boat ramp.
And the water's right there at the sawdust line, so I'd say it's probably still rising a little bit.
We're in 21 feet of water, and all those things right there on 2D, they're bushes. Bushes!
Any preconceived ideas and things like that that I may have of this lake are pretty much worthless.
Welcome to General Tire's Major League Fishing. 30 anglers have assembled in Mountain Home, Arkansas to compete for the title of Challenge Cup champion. Today, 10 will face off in Elimination Round 2, but only 6 will move on to the sudden death rounds, putting them one step closer to the Challenge Cup championship. Let's meet today's 10 anglers. Coming in as the second-ranked angler, Jordan Lee. Next up at number 5, Andy Montgomery. With an 8th place ranking, Alton Jones Jr. Coming in at number 11, Greg Hackney. At the 14th position, Dave Lefebvre. Next up at number 17, Mike Iaconelli. Coming in at number 20, Mark Davis. He's ranked 23rd, Dustin Connell. Next up at 26th, Brad Height. And rounding out the field in 29th, Fletcher Shryock. With no practice and no information, the anglers had no idea where they would be fishing until they pulled up to the ramp this morning. For more on that, let's go out to Marty Stone for today's lake breakdown.
Bull Shoals Lake is one of 4 lakes in the White River, and this lake's built for flood control. And this week, it's serving its purpose. And what anglers are going to find this morning during their ride through with the Nitro Z18 Mercury-powered boat is a lake that's flooded 25 foot above the original shoreline. With water this high, the typical bluff walls, chunk rock, and pea gravel banks are going to be a thing of the past. If the anglers want to be against the bank, they're going to look at bank brush. Some of it's dead, some of it's alive. There's also hardwood trees. There's laydowns, sawdust piles. But if the anglers want to fish offshore, they're going to have to concentrate on the old shoreline. And that's going to be where the cedar trees and the standing timber come into play. But the most important thing to find with the offshore cover is the bait fish. These fish want to be in summertime patterns. When water comes up, there's always going to be a group that's going to come with it. But when you're dealing with early summertime patterns, there's going to be a group of fish that stays around the bait fish. Make no mistake about it, with this additional water, it's going to provide new opportunities for these anglers. But it's also going to be a challenge because these fish are going to be very scattered.
Dude, this water is so high, it's showing I'm on dry ground right here on the map. And I'm in 20 foot of water. So that's where the normal shoreline is.
Well, you don't see any life. I didn't see any shad or anything moving on the top. There was a couple of carp came up and jumped when we were at the deal, but I just don't see any birds, you know.
Shad's up here about 8 feet. You can see us a lot of activity up here around that 8 foot area.
This is just so confusing out here because there's so much brush, you know? It's crazy how flooded this place is, man.
Well, it's not much of a topwater day. You know, it's bright, bluebird.
If you can find dirty water on these bright, sunny days, you're gonna have a better chance of catching. We do have wind today, which is gonna help, especially in these Ozark lakes.
You know, I tried to run up the biggest creek arm that's available to us just to try to find some water with a little bit of color to it. It's definitely a little bit more stained here, not much. I don't really like the bank because it's summertime. These fish should be off the bank. It's where all the bait and everything should be.
They know where they want to be, but with the lake high, they'll be on these same places, but they'll just be sitting a little bit shallower.
You know, this is a pretty big creek arm here, and this is about halfway out, so, you know, the fish most of them are done spawning. We've got a nice breeze this morning.
I don't know. I'm just gonna fish main lake stuff, and again, that's because I just spent 2 weeks on a place, and they had, regardless of that height of that water.
Anything isolated is always better, but when you have these super flooded conditions, finding isolated stuff's not that easy. So.
I feel pretty good about it, but also I have a lot of pressure on me too because I feel like in these conditions I should catch them. So it's just like that added pressure that you really don't need, but I'm excited about it. I think it's gonna be good.
You know, there's so many options, and so you got to get that first bite. Is it laydowns? Is it green bushes? Is it, you know, pole timber? You know what I mean? Like, you get that first bite, and then you could say, all right, this is what I want to run.
Breaking down an unknown body of water can be a daunting task. With the anglers having no idea where they will be fishing, they must pack for every situation. Mike Iaconelli shows us how he prepared for the unknown in today's General Tire Anywhere is Possible.
You know, tomorrow is my round of fishing. I have no idea where we're going, but anywhere is possible. And because of that, I've got my bag loaded with different baits, but I have a couple ideas of key baits I just have to have. You know, the first one is a finesse rig, spinning rod, with a little tiny bait called a wacky rig. It's a Berkeley power worm, the little weight in the tail, green pumpkin. I've caught more fish on that thing than I could tell you. You know, the other one is a power fishing rod. And when I'm trying to target big fish, there's nothing like a jig. Half-ounce white jig with the Berkeley power bait grass pig on the back. When I'm looking for a big fish, this is gonna be the bait. I don't know where we're going, but with the lures in the bag and these two baits, I think I'm gonna have a pretty good chance.
General Tire's Major League Fishing is brought to you by General Tire. Anywhere is possible. Wiley X Eyewear. Go confidently. Yeti. Built for the wild. Sonic. This is how you Sonic. Mossy Oak. Hunt, fish, repeat. And by Kubota. Together, we do more.
Welcome to the Challenge Cup on beautiful Bull Shoals Lake.
It's gonna be a challenge. Water's high. I mean, typically when the water's high like that, it ain't easy.
I'm gonna keep a flipping stick in my hand a lot, but usually just when I think I got it figured out, I don't, so we're gonna have to go test it out and see.
It's Elimination Round 2 of General Tire's Major League Fishing. Today, our second group of 10 anglers are ready to put their skills to the test on Bull Shoals Lake for the Lucas Oil Challenge Cup presented by B&W Trailer Hitches. Only the top 6 will advance to sudden death and move one step closer to the championship round. They found their starting spot. Elimination Round 2 begins now.
3, 2, 1. Lines in.
Here we go. God, that water's clear.
All right, here we go.
I can already tell it's gonna be an interesting day.
Seen a boat ramp around the corner here. I tell you, when the lakes are high, a lot of times they'll get on those ramps.
People like to clean fish on these docks. That means there ought to be a fish around them, huh? God, that water's clear.
There's one. Nice one. Yes, sir. Oh, stay, man.
Brett Hyatt is wasting no time. Before we find out the official weight, let's go over today's scoring rules. A scoreable bass must weigh at least 1 pound. The top 6 anglers at the end of period 3 will advance. The bottom 4 will be eliminated.
2 pounds, 7 ounces.
2.7. First one of the day. Walking pencil popper.
A 2 pound, 7 ounce bass moves Brett Hot into the
Dude,
lead.
I just got thumped right there when my line was slack. Golly, bum.
Told you it felt right.
That'd be number 1.
1 pound, 5 ounces.
1 pound even.
Nice. First one. We'll take it. Saw that fish on the rants.
Mike Iaconelli has caught a 1 pound, 5 ounce fish. He's in second place. Jordan Lee has caught a 1 pound, 0 ounce fish.
I'm gonna fish my way up to around this corner here, and we're gonna run across that other bluff.
Kind of looks to me like we might still have water coming up. Looking at it, you can see the sawdust up. Pick it up off the bank.
This is a real good one.
Chuck bug, chuck bug, chuck bug.
Oh my gosh, there's so many fish with it. I got a lines in, right? I can do that? I think I'm gonna go ahead and wait because I want to get this one in.
Two pounds, 3 ounces.
Nice. Fish number 1. Challenge cup on the chug bug.
Dave Lefebvre is on Score Tracker. He has 2 pounds and 3 ounces, 1 fish.
I like seeing those other ones with it. I know I could have got 2 at one time.
And I'm gonna give you a Score Tracker update.
Hold that thought there, boss man.
1 pound, 2 ounces.
I so amped up, I jerked so hard, I bent my hook.
Mike, I have another Score Tracker update.
Oh, God.
Andy Montgomery's just caught his first bass that weighed 1 pound, 2 ounces.
There's a better one. Shallow green bush. God, did you see how hard I hit that fish? It hurt. It actually hurt my hand.
There he is, that's a good one there.
Well, maybe scoreable, then.
1 pound, 14 ounces.
1 pound, 5 ounces.
You can tell how dark he is. He's been up there around that bush.
See, green, green, green. See how green it is? Let's see how deep it was. Probably 6, 8 feet.
I mean, because if all I got to do is throw at jerkbait all day and run points, I'd do that. It's just so perfect for it.
I'm still not convinced of any one thing yet, you know?
A little breeze today.
I usually like a little bit of wind when I'm doing this, but this is a little bit much. Everyone's got to deal with the same thing, though.
Most fishing rule books will tell you that the wind is your friend. But when it's blowing out of the north, that friend could also be a foe. Marty Stone breaks it down in today's Wiley X Eyewear More Than Meets the Eye.
Anytime you're fishing Ozark Lakes, wind is always your friend. But today, it's a double-edged sword. The anglers are gonna have wind, and that's gonna break up the surface in this clear water, and it's gonna allow these fish to position on cover where anglers are gonna have access to them. But it's out of the north, so it will cause them to bury up, and it'll also cause these fish not to come out and completely react to a top water bait. I look at 2 anglers like Mark Davis, Mike Iaconelli. They're shallow water specialists, not to mention Davis has got a ton of experience in these Arkansas lakes. And then I look at my traditional flippers in this group, the Greg Hackney, Fletcher Sharrock. These anglers will be able to go deeper into the cover and be patient with the bites. And on north wind, that can be a key. Today's wind, it will help the anglers, but being out of the north, it's gonna cause these fish to act funnier than what they're accustomed to.
I'm gonna have to get off this stuff pretty quick. I don't want to, but I gotta get out of this wind. I can't do nothing.
There's just a lot of brush and bushes, flooded stuff. And I've just got a little Strike King finesse worm on right now, just to see if I can get a bite.
All right, that's a huge indicator right there.
1 pound, 15 ounces.
Thank you. That one's black.
So they catch it. Andrew.
Now that tells me a lot right there. I mean, it's just one fish, but she was way back in the back under this sawdust mat.
You know, your mind thinks flooded cover, but then you think it's post-spawn, they're moving on point. You know, they move at points, you know? Secondaries, mains, it's a natural migration, you know?
That was one of them that we're seeing down there. Little smallmouth.
And Mark Davis has just caught his first bass that weighed 1 pound, 1 ounces. You remain in first place with 3 pounds, 3 ounces.
Let's make a little move. That one came on the side, which was weird. I don't want to rule out the backs either, so I'm gonna go try it back real quick.
I'm just fishing a little drop shot worm on this point. When I idled it in the ride around, I saw a few fish here.
And I don't know if those are bass or white bass or what. They were. There he is. A little swim bait. It doesn't feel real big, but out over really deep water. Not a big one. He looked big down in that clear water. My first cut bass right there.
1 pound, 8 ounces.
1.8, I'll take him. You know, that's kind of a bonus fish. They're gonna come up busting for me and, you know, throw out over that real deep water.
How you gonna catch them today?
If I can't get these fish to bite pretty quick, I mean, it's gonna be kind of chasing ghosts out here.
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing.
That's a big smallmouth, dude. Come on, reel faster. Oh my gosh.
This first period's all really about filling it out, trying to get a pattern or something, just anything going.
This shallow stuff ain't gonna work for me. I know they're probably catching them shallow, but
To be honest with you, I'm pretty dang confused right now.
We're halfway through period 1, and 10 anglers are trying to crack the code on Bull Shoals Lake. Mike Iaconelli holds the lead, but there's very little separation between himself and the rest of the field. The high water is proving to be quite the challenge in today's elimination round.
Challenge cup. I doubt this is the deal. Water's just so clear.
There's just a ridiculous amount of water everywhere. Just very confusing right now.
Not that one. I saw that one. Did you see what happened? You saw that, right? I saw him, but I dropped down on him.
2 pounds, 6 ounces.
Saw that fish and saw him right in front of this green bush right here. Same kind of bush that where we got a bite before.
Mike Iaconelli has caught a 2 pound, 6 ounce bass. Moving his total to 5 pounds, 9 ounces, he remains in first place.
I didn't want to have to do this to him.
I think I know what to do already. It's just, I gotta get back here and see if it's gonna work.
Oh, God.
Dang. I tell you what else I gotta do. I gotta take that life jacket off. That kill switch about was detrimental then. Stay on there, baby, stay on there. Get in here. Nice one. Yep. Wow, he throttled. That's the reason I slowed down right there. We're on that bluff. So my thinking is, them fish on those bluffs can't do anything but go up and down.
Greg Hackney's caught his second fish, 1 pound, 12 ounces. Moves him into second place with 3 pounds, 1 ounce. Jordan Lee moves you to third with 2 pounds, 12 ounces.
A long time to fill it out.
So that's a KVD 300 jerkbait, the shallow running one, not the deep, and strobe shad, which is just a great shad color to start with. And I mean, these fish are bluegill, shad, and crawfish. You know, they're eating one of those, so.
I need something to happen that I can run with it, whether it be these dust mats, catch one out from under them, or, I mean, I caught one in a bush, but bushes are a dime a dozen.
Same bush, outside bush. Oh, look at this, got one eye. I didn't pop that out, it was like that. Igor! Igor!
£1 pound, 14 ounces.
I guess I only have to shield one eye. Get it? One eye?
That's what happens with my signature bait right there. Catch good ones. Good ones, man, good ones.
2 pounds, 5 ounces.
2.5.
I know what kind of bushes they're coming out of. I think it's just a matter now of just covering a lot of them.
They seem to be coming right off the outside edge of those bushes in about 15. That's where I'm getting popped at. Of course, on those other places we've been, they come out a little farther because they're flat, but here, because it falls, you know, it's in that bluff, it falls in the river.
Come on with it. We can do this. Just gotta find something you can recognize and pattern.
1 pound, 7 ounces.
Notice how black that fish was. That means he's been under there a while.
Who's your daddy?
1 pound, 15 ounces.
You're in trouble today. I see what's going on.
I'm not lacking confidence in this thing. I'm just lacking time to figure it out, so Fletcher, you're gonna have to get on it.
Remember, one's luck, two's a pattern, boys. That's 2 fish and 3 bites doing the same thing.
Saw that one eat it. Boom, baby!
1 pound, 6 ounces.
Brett Height has just caught 2 fish back to back. His 4th fish was 1 pound, 6 ounces. He now has 8 pounds, 1 ounce and has moved into first place. You are currently in second place with 7 pounds, 7 ounces.
Big one, a giant, a giant.
£2, 4 ounces.
Mike Iaconelli has caught a 2 pound, 4 ounce bass. He moves into first, dropping you into second with 8 pounds, 1 ounce. You are 1 pound, 10 ounces behind first place.
It's gonna get ugly today.
Big one. Wow, good decision not moving, huh? Never leave fish to go to fish.
2 pounds, 14 ounces.
Mike Iaconelli has caught his 6th bass, weighed 2 pounds, 14 ounces. He extends his lead to 12 pounds, 9 ounces.
So many fish here.
Well, have to get in the backs. That's where they're catching them at. Very, very backs. How many minutes I got?
15 seconds.
I wish I'd have known how tough it was going to be. I would have tried to catch one of those other followers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the end of period 1. Lines out.
That was just tough. I don't really have a clue what's going on right now.
Well, I'm doing the right thing. I do know that. And it's what I like to do.
Caught one on a jerk bait. That kind of flattened out. Then we got a bite flipping a beaver style lure. And we started to put together a little bit of a pattern on the bushes right off the bank that are in 6 to 8 foot of water that are green have been the key. Real happy with that period. Gave us some momentum. Hopefully go in the second period, keep that momentum.
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing.
The break felt good because I felt like I knew what I wanted to do now. That deck that had 12 rods, I cut it in half.
The first break was a little bit stressful, obviously, because I'm sitting there with one fish and not knowing exactly what to go to, whether I should continue doing that pattern.
I was just rigged so wrong. I took that entire 30 minutes to, just rethink things and try to find some more subtle baits that would work in this cleaner water.
My gut was telling me I needed to go way back in this one big creek. When I struggle at lakes and the water's real clear, I like to go find a little dirtier water.
Third, fourth place was just a half a pound more than I had. There was a couple of guys that had a little separation, but I just felt like I had not at that point covered enough water and figured the bite out.
While our 10 pros finish making adjustments for period 2, let's take a look at the score tracker. Mike Iaconelli made a late charge in period 1, posting over 12 pounds of bass. He holds the must-add point position lead heading into period 2. Brett Height has secured second place, giving him a 5-pound cushion over Greg Hackney. The rest of the field has 2 periods left to break out of the crowd and finish in the top 6.
In this deal, it's lines in as soon as we go, so whether I run now or later, it's still gonna be running.
It was a tough round, that first one. We caught 2 bass, so we're just right there.
And these Ozark lakes are great pattern lakes. Like, once you figure out what the fish are using, you can run around the lake usually and duplicate that pattern.
3, 2, 1, you can go.
We won't spend a ton of time here, but I want to give it another shot and see if there's not more fish on this point.
I wanted to sneak up in here, and now I'm frickin' making noise.
See, I really like how this stuff's kind of isolated. There's obviously a lot of stuff, but it's not as bad as some of the stuff we've been around.
Big one. Come on, buddy. That dog will hunt.
2 pounds, 13 ounces.
Nice. Long and skinny.
The same kind of bite I had on that other one. He just took off with it.
1 pound, 14 ounces.
All right. There we go. Dock fish. 1 pound, 10 ounces.
All right. That'll work.
There we go. Don't you do it.
2 pounds, 1 ounce.
All right. That wind's blowing so hard, I couldn't really tell. I just kind of, that's a good thing about throwing braid. I'm throwing this Berkeley X5 braid.
Old Lou's, my favorite. 7 foot, medium heavy, custom pro speed stick, Lou's Orange Crush reel.
Scoreable.
Jordan Lee has actually just caught 2 bass back-to-back. His last one weighed 2 pounds, 1 ounce. And Brett Height has just caught his 5th bass that weighed 1 pound, 5 ounces. He remains in second place with 9 pounds, 6 ounces.
When bladed jig first came out, a lot of people used a double tail on it or a little split tail. And I started using like a swim bait trailer. Gives that bait a little bigger profile. Seems to get a lot more bites. Looks just like a bluegill swimming. And they love it.
When you get out here to these very ends, like I said, they're generating that current. This should be the money area right here to get a couple bites. And it was, so that's a good sign.
2 pounds, 6 ounces.
That's a good one.
Yes!
2 pounds, 13 ounces.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to figure out another way to catch them today.
Ooh.
That's a big one.
Smallmouth. Big smallmouth. Yeah, baby.
2 pounds, 4 ounces.
2-4. Beautiful little brownie. Everything bites the bladed jig.
Brett Height has just caught his 7th bass. He now has 14 pounds, 7 ounces.
All right, let's go, guys. I think we got away from him a little bit.
Got it. That's a largemouth. It was a big smallmouth first. Stay hooked. It's a good one. That's a big one, dude. Skinny, but I will take it. Look at that. Switched up to a clear topwater. And the head on that thing, that's why I thought she was so big. She's just skinny post-spawn. You know, clear topwater, that bass probably thought that shad was about that long. Surprise for him.
2 pounds, 11 ounces.
211. Nice fish. Real skinny post-spawn, but I gotta get out there and catch another one.
I'm gonna go against my better judgment and roll down through. Like, see how these bushes are real isolated? The isolated stuff allows me to fish fast, fish high percentage stuff.
If that fish was fat, I mean, that had the head of a 4-pounder. They're blowing up all down this bank. I can see them about 100 yards down there. And these are all different schools of fish. If I can ever figure out how to just get these fish to bite, just fishing them.
Line wrapped around my tip. 2 pounds, 2 ounces. Fatty.
You know, I got 2 good bites. And then you go for a little bit and you don't get any bites. Well, that bank to this bank right here, this bank's a little shallower.
There's one. I don't think he's very big, I don't think. He's a little smallmouth. He's about a pound.
Sport Tracker update. Alton Jones Jr. has caught his 4th fish that weighed 1 pound and 1 ounce. That moves him up into 5th place right behind you, Dave, with 6 pounds, 9 ounces.
Gotta keep my eyes open. There's fish around here. Oh, that's a big one. Yeah, come on, baby. Come on in here, baby. Please. Yes, that's a nice one.
2 pounds, 1 ounce.
Nice. Nice. I needed that.
A place like this would be either really good or really bad.
Switched from a green pumpkin to a watermelon, but I'm lucky that I have this color because you know, you just don't think when you know the water's going to be high. I mean, everything's flooded. It's going to be a close one. Imagine that.
General Tire's Major League Fishing is brought to you by Berkeley, catch more fish. Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world. Mercury Marine, go boldly. Venmo, pay, split, share. And by Favorite Fishing, the future of fishing.
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing for the Lucas Oil Challenge Cup, presented by B&W Trailer Hitches from Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Oh, that's a big one, dude. Yes!
3 pounds, 10 ounces.
310. That's a 4-pounder.
That 3-pound, 10-ounce Berkeley Big Bass just landed Brett Height at the top of the score tracker. Both Height and Iaconelli are dialed in the flooded bushes and are using the wind to their advantage. Mark Davis is the hometown favorite. He's committed to the offshore bite. Avoiding the bank seems to be paying off, but the wind is not in his favor.
I'm trying to fish points that have good breaks on them, good drops, near the river channel. And a little wind's fine, but this is a little more wind than I'd really like to have. But I've got, you know, I'm able to spot lock and sit here and fish. It's hard to tell what you're doing down there. Them folks fish are in 30 feet of water.
Yeah, that and top water. Oh. Then it just got a little windy for the top water.
1 pound, 15 ounces.
115.
See, I'm still experimenting. That's not good. By the second period, you're supposed to be dialed.
Got one. Oh my gosh, it's a big one. Oh my gosh, come on. Yeah, there's another one with him too. It's just a vibrating jig.
2 pounds, 13 ounces.
Nice one. There was another big one with him too. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Please don't be a coincidence. Good one. Yes. Yes, sir.
2 pounds, 1 ounce.
All right. Maybe on a little something. I keep thinking this water's just a little too clear for a square bill, but it may not be.
God dang it. Can you believe I did that?
About broke my rod on the limb. We got him though.
Looks like Jordan Lee has caught a couple of fish back-to-back. He now has 8 bass, has a total of 13 pounds, 1 ounce. He's in 3rd place.
I'm confused, I don't know why. This stuff ain't got fish on it. Perfect. 6 to 8 feet. Green bushes, green tops, on a point, coming out of a pocket.
I catch 3 on a square bill. I want to change. I want to get a shaky head out. This bank's pretty deep.
£1 pound and 7 ounces.
I ain't gave up, but it just ain't gonna happen.
There's one. Good one. Piece of meat. Piece of meat right there.
2 pounds, 9 ounces.
It's a thick back. Little thick back. God, it's frustrating, dude. I know I'm doing the right thing, you know?
Mike Iaconelli's making a run to take his lead back. He just weighed in a 2 pound, 9 ounce bass. He's at 18.11.
For here, that is, I mean, nothing. I mean, you could have a guy have 0 and catch that in 15 minutes.
Way back in that pocket, dude.
2 pounds, 3 ounces.
So, score tracker update. You were doing completely the wrong thing.
Stay on there, you sorry sucker. He's barely hooked. I'm talking about barely hooked. Ain't no way I get this fish in. Huh. Get him, don't get those JoJo.
1 pound, 10 ounces.
I think we might have found us a home.
See that bite? He freaking jumped the line too. Shallower again. That's a second one.
Mike Iaconelli has caught a 1 pound, 7 ounce bass, moving his total to 22 pounds, 5 ounces. You're currently 2 pounds, 5 ounces behind the lead.
All right, we're gonna move.
They be moving shallower? Doesn't really make sense, does it? More because it's more shady?
Not anymore. Another big smallmouth.
Yeah, baby. Not anymore, Mike Iaconelli.
2 pounds, 11 ounces.
Brett Hyde has just caught his 10th bass that weighed 2 pounds, 11 ounces. He's now in first place with 22 pounds, 11 ounces. You're in second with 22 pounds, 5 ounces.
Last two shallower bites got me a little freaked out.
Mm-hmm. Did that just happen? I believe that just happened.
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing.
Come on. That helps.
Yeah, largemouth. That'll be a fish landing violation, won't it, Dave? There he is.
2 pounds, 5 ounces.
Yeah. I don't like penalties, but I'll tell you what, post-spawn skinny suckers.
Period 2 is winding down, and our top 5 pros continue to pile on the pounds, while the bottom 5 are fighting for survival. Only 5 ounces separates Alton Jones Jr. and Fletcher Shryock from elimination, and the clock is ticking.
You know, I would like to be fishing a little more wind-blown bank to catch fish on this swim bait, but you can cover more water, and I know it's the kind of thing where if I bring it past a wad of 20 of them, they're gonna eat it. And, you know, in the competition, if I can get that to happen, then I'll slow down and fish a drop shot and really work them over.
Had 2 or 3 out of bushes, 1 off of a tree, and 1 out of a sawdust mat. But I think the common denominator has been the point.
Oh, good night, almighty. That'll change the situation. How about that, boy?
Watch out, you got a bait in your shirt.
The good thing is they're not running away with it, but I feel like somebody's fixing to light down on them and light them up because they're bunched up. I got to get the feeling because I know there's several of them, you know, just fishing.
Hard to make up one like that got me right back in it. But there's one thing for sure, ain't a dang thing I can do about it now.
There we go.
1 pound, 1 ounce.
There we go, baby.
Those are important fish right now. I mean, the weights, it's a tough bite.
£1 pound, 9 ounces.
We have found a place that's got some fish. We can just figure out how to catch them.
There's another one. Oh, yes. Let's take us quick.
Oh, yes, baby.
1 pound, 14 ounces.
Sweet. That's 3 in a row. Using a little Jordan Lee setup. That could be key, too. I don't know.
He ain't very big. Small man.
Andy, that's a fish landing violation.
I can put
2
my
minute
pole
penalty.
down, right?
Yes. 1 pound, 3 ounces.
Smallmouth, I call largemouth, smallmouth, and spots up this creek. I mean, I'm where you can't get normally. But I've seen a lot of fish. I just don't know the best way to catch them. Right now, I'm just throwing top water.
Andy Montgomery has caught another bass that's 1 pound, 3 ounces. He closed the gap from 1 pound, 10 ounces to 4 ounces.
Gosh, dog it, man.
Look at that. Wow. That's unusual. You don't catch a lot of them flipping. That's the first one I caught off a deeper bush.
2 pounds, 0 ounces.
Look at that 2 pound smallmouth. Beautiful. Brown. Love them brown ones, man.
What is that, gar?
That's a mess.
Another big brownie. Big brownie. Big brownie.
3 pounds, 2 ounces.
32. Told you it's a big one. Yeah. It's a winning combo right there.
Them boys done got on one of them little marinas or something and caught some on a wacky rig or something.
Big one, giant.
Ah! Don't touch that! Ah! Look at that thing! Woo! God, you see me hit that thing? That's right! I hit you, you 4-pounder!
3 pounds, 11 ounces.
Okay. Thought it was 4, but he's skinny. The size of that thing. God. Another one that come off a little deeper bush right there.
I wouldn't be mad to know what they're doing right now, because they're doing something different than what I'm doing.
Boy, oh boy. Papa, Mamacita. Wow.
20 seconds.
Same thing, I eliminated some stuff right here at the end.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End of the period. That is a fish landing violation, 2-minute penalty, but that fish will count.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
2 pounds, 1 ounce.
2-1. That's the buzzer, baby.
I feel like the big lesson for me this period was not the bait or the bushes, but it was the kind of banks those bushes should be on. 45-degree angle bank versus a flat bank made a big difference.
Landing them is going to be the main deal. I've already lost one big one, and that 6th place weight is still not out of hand. So, I mean, just a fish or 2 more, and I'll be back in there. So,
We got a chance. It's all you can ask for.
Who's ready to party? Anybody? I'm ready. Party!
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing for the Lucas Oil Challenge Cup, presented by B&W Trailer Hitches from Mountain Home, Arkansas. The anglers are on their second and final break of the day. While they prepare for period 3, let's take a look at the score tracker. Brett Height and Mike Iaconelli are duking it out for the top spot, and big fish are playing a big role in their success. Only the top 6 will advance out of today's round. Alton Jones Jr. and Fletcher Shryock are teetering on the tightrope of elimination, and Andy Montgomery is closing in. For more on that, let's go out to Marty Stone for today's Yeti Cooler Talk.
I've seen on the Bass Pro Tour you handle this elimination line. What's it like with the cups?
You know, it's a little more the same, but just a little more high stress. In the Bass Pro Tour, we have practice. In the cups, we don't. So, you know, when it comes down to the elimination line in the Bass Pro Tour, a lot of times I've got that one sweet spot I know I can go throw at that I've caught fish at all week to go get me in that elimination line. Here, I don't have that, having to fly a lot more by the seat of my pants. And today's been a grind. It hasn't turned out the way I wanted it to so far. I know Bull Shoals is full of fish. I just haven't gotten to see that yet. I spent a little bit too much time probably just chasing schoolers over real deep water. But this last period is going to be interesting because there's a couple guys that are running away with it at the top, but that elimination line's pretty tight.
Now, I've been watching you on the Bass Pro Tour. Your maturity is beyond your years. I've said it oftentimes. How's that happen?
You know, growing up, traveling on a bunch of different pro circuits with my father, I got to see the good, the bad, and the ugly of this sport. I've seen the highs, I've seen the lows. Through that, I think it just kind of prepared me for what this game's all about. Now, Major League Fishing, you know, being new this year to me, it's definitely got the nerves up a little bit, just, you know, hearing Score Tracker and feeling that intensity. But I think just being around the sport and, you know, seeing that it is a roller coaster ride, the guys that stick around here, they're hard-headed, but they're focused.
How do you keep your composure this last period?
You know, the biggest thing for me is going to be execute. I've lost several fish already today. Just when I get those fish to the boat, I've got to put them in the boat, and that's my biggest thing. I want to fish clean.
Alton Jones Jr., is one step closer to making it sudden death round, but he knows he's got to have a clean third and final period.
Period 3, here we come. I'm gonna start exactly where I left off. And we're gonna keep that pattern going with a big Berkeley beaver style bait. We're gonna keep flipping that into the bushes, and we're really gonna concentrate on banks that have a 45-degree angle.
I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I know we got a long time left to fish.
I've experimented around a lot. I've fished some things that I thought would be good, tried a lot of stuff, but now I've got this last period to just run the best, skip the rest, and hope that it's enough.
3, 2, 1, you can go.
It's still blowing.
I want to throw back in that bush where I caught that big one.
Shade lines are getting really pronounced now. The sun's straight up overhead.
Ow! Old blind hog will find an acre every now and then, huh? He got the mung or something. He don't look good. He does look good, but then he don't. You know what I'm saying?
2 pounds, 10 ounces.
Old mung bass.
Starting to grit my teeth. I don't like this feeling.
I need to, in the next 20 minutes, I got to make a decision. If I got to be locked into whatever I need to be doing, regardless if it's this or something else. Or...
Good one. Yeah, look at the size of that thing. God, look at...
2 pounds, 8 ounces.
Wow, look at the body, but he's just so lean.
I know I'm probably gonna kick myself when I see how Brett and Ike are catching them when I watch it on TV.
Another one on a point, huh? Notice that?
How about that? Go ahead, Thunder. He threw the shad out, big old shad. I had no idea bull shows had grass in it.
Andy Montgomery has made a move. He weighed in a 1 pound, 4 ounce bass. He's in 6th now at 9 pounds, 3 ounces.
It can happen fast, so I'm just gonna keep my head down and keep plugging away.
Like to have seen this grass when we had all that wind. Woo! Come on, Thunder Cricket. Big one. How I got that one, I don't know. But we got him.
1 pound, 12 ounces.
£1 pound, 12 ounces.
He just won't give me a 2-pounder. Old postbone fish, they skinny. I don't know if I'm sick or the pressure of Major League Fishing is making me sick.
Oh. 1 pound, 1 ounce.
Yay! Yay! I give him a little of that Mark Davis sugar. I bet you when Mark Davis is giving them sugar like that, they kind of tense up because they don't really know where that's going to end up.
You don't get your bait right on them, you don't catch them.
Bacon. Thrill, I think. Yep. It's a good one. Gosh, dog it. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna back us up real quick.
2 pounds, 6 ounces. Man, they're healthy ones. You look at that fish. He's no giant, but they're healthy.
2 pounds, 0 ounces.
There we go, nice chunk right there. I picked up this little Berkeley. It's a hookworm magnum. It's just a 7-inch worm. That's what I've been catching those last couple on, a little bit better fish.
Just landed violation of 2-minute penalty.
He'll go a pound though, I think.
1 pound, 3 ounces.
1-3. The drought is over. I caught a bass.
It's gonna catch fire and raise that cut line quite a bit before this thing's over. Hopefully it's me, but just battling with them guys right now shouldn't be the goal.
General Tire's Major League Fishing is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. Squincher, hydration that works. Sig Sauer, the complete systems provider. Mountain Home Arkansas, 3 rivers, 2 lakes, 1 beautiful life. And by Ferguson.
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing.
It's a good one. Good one. Another good one on the hit worm.
How about that?
1 pound, 13 ounces.
There we go, baby. Got it for the drone to see and my cameraman.
We're over an hour into period 3, and 2 anglers are surging up the score tracker. Jordan Lee has scored 7 bass since the start of period 3 and is 1 good fish from taking over 2nd place. Andy Montgomery has landed back-to-back fish, creating over 4 pounds of separation between himself and Fletcher Shryock. The bottom 4 anglers need to get something going before the day starts to slip away.
Most of the time in MLF, I'm either in, or I'm out. Rarely do I find myself on that cut line, and it is dang stressful.
There he is. Oh, get in here.
1.6.
1 pound, 11 ounces.
See there? I figured this deal out. I just got to shoot him light, and he's going to give me some bonus.
How about that? Let's go, we gotta hurry.
1 pound, 4 ounces.
I'm supposed to be feeling more and more confident as the day goes on, getting more and more dialed, but I'm feeling less and less dialed as the day goes on.
He'll go a pound.
1 pound, 2 ounces.
Oh, that's a good one.
Two pounds, 5 ounces.
2.5.
You've got to pay attention, man. Like I said, they're so scattered out through over here. Over 35 feet of water, and then you catch one in 2.3 feet of water.
How about now, baby?
£1 pound, 15 ounces.
115. Oh, God. A giant. Ah! Big one, dude.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you, Mr. Bass. I'm B. Height.
Brett Height has posted several fish on Score Tracker. He now has 40 pounds and is in first place.
I don't know what they're doing, but they got it figured out.
It's crazy. You look down there, you think like you're fishing in Florida. There's all the grass down there, but it's like Bermuda grass. It's not hydrilla. I mean, but it looks just like you're fishing kind of like an old Lake Murray with hydrilla down in there, you know? It's like clear water, and you look down there, it just looks so pretty. I just can't imagine how many bass are just laying in that stuff down there.
Yeah, I mean, we just caught a couple fish out there schooling. That was a little bit of a bonus. I'd have a hard time going all in on that. I mean, I'm sure that you could, but I'm in within striking distance, and that's all I can ask for.
£1 pound, 5 ounces.
There's one.
That'll work.
2 pounds, 2 ounces.
Nice. I needed that really, really bad. Really, really bad.
Ah, you gonna make it today. We might well go. Got him. It's a dandy too, boys. Look at there.
Brett Hite just increased the lead with a 3 pound, 2 ounce bass. He's up to 43 pounds and 2 ounces.
Really, for me to catch up, I'm gonna have to find a school of fish.
3-2, nice one there. Yes, sir. Boom goes the dynamite.
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing for the Lucas Oil Challenge Cup, presented by B&W Trailer Hitches from Mountain Home, Arkansas.
If it is a flipping deal, I can't catch up doing that. I'm too far behind with this much time left.
You know, if you don't jump ahead in the morning or just get a few bites just to clue you in, or if you lose a couple and you fall behind, it ain't good.
Oh, that's a good one. Boom goes the dynamite.
Brett Hite is making it look easy on Bull Shoals Lake. He's posted over 43 pounds of bass and shows no signs of letting up. Andy Montgomery continues to cast his shadow over the elimination line. With time winding down, a Berkeley big bass would go a long way for the guys in red.
You can't catch big ones if you aren't trying to fish for them. I'd take a 4-pounder in the last 10 minutes.
They can't get over soon enough for me. Spend the rest of this practicing, you know? Trying to figure out other stuff.
But I mean, Brett's been catching them since before I started this morning, so.
Bladed jig, the old B-Hite special.
This water's just too clear. Throw a square bill, pretty much. I can't believe I caught as many fish as I have on it today.
The problem is it usually takes a while to find these fish, no different than anything else, but I clearly have to make something else happen. And this is one of the things that can do it.
1 pound, 14 ounces.
14?
£2 pounds, 3 ounces.
Dang, who is that?
I'd say Andy will pass Mark, and if we want to have a shot at it, we're going to have to pass Mark more than likely.
Little spot right here has a lot of potential. The way that creek channel, it comes in here and it hits this point and it kicks out. Wind's blowing right in here on it.
I'm worried about Andy Montgomery. He just got a horseshoe up his butt.
All right, we're going to try something totally different.
Torn between flipping this steeper side and throwing a buzzbait over here. Like trying to figure out what football game to watch when Clemson ain't on. Always torn.
In Major League Fishing, having a morning game plan is always important. But when you're at the bottom of the score tracker, following your instincts can be a difficult decision to make. Marty Stone breaks it down in today's 6-hour Success in Sight.
Elimination round. 6 will stay and 4 will go home. And when you're down around the bottom of that elimination line, you've got to make some gutsy moves. At the end of the second period, Andy Montgomery found himself in 8th place. He had to change locations, and he had to change styles of fishing. And what he did was run all the way to the upper end of Big Creek, the far reaches of this particular zone. And he found stained water, and stain's a relative term. There's a light haze in the back end of this creek from all the rain that we've had. And there, he found shallow fish. He's caught several fish now, flipping and pitching soft plastics to the shoreline cover, and even a few on a buzzing frog. If Montgomery can fish clean the remainder of the third period, he has a great chance of being one of the 6 that will move on to sudden death.
Good thing it was him and I got to turn around, huh? Good. Come on, do it, game hog.
2 pounds, 4 ounces.
I'm coming. That was good. Probably scared every one of them in the whole creek. 2-4.
2 pounds, 4 ounces.
Oh, Andy figured him out.
Yeah, he's in striking range now.
That's the key. I mean, I had a good lead over 7, but if you can get a good lead and put 1 or 2 guys in between you and the last place cut, then you greatly increase your odds of making it.
£1 8 ounces.
All right, let's go, let's go.
Gotta make up my mind which side to fish and then fish the other side. On the way out, because this back and forth crap ain't cutting.
I just feel like it's my best chance. I mean, I can reach the bank. There's nothing behind me, way up there. The fish are on a lot of these bluffs anyway, just because it's summertime. And yes, that is cash money. I'll do that a couple more times.
Fletcher has caught another fish. He has 18 pounds and 6 ounces.
Hard to believe it's got to be like this every single time. I'm out of water. He's figuring it out, and I'm losing water, and I can't retrace.
All right, we're gonna have to go make something happen.
Just changed up game plans completely again, and I'm gonna do this the rest of the time.
Come here, you big beluga. Open that mouth. Yeah.
3 pounds, 0 ounces.
3 pounder all day long. Yes, sir. Get it, Hammer.
£2 12 ounces.
Aha! 212. Good old fat one. I seen him come up behind it hawking that thing. I said, come on, Sally.
Boom. Boom, boom.
2 pounds, 6 ounces.
6. All right.
So I just got to keep the gas down. It ain't been a great day fishing-wise, but we can make it all for naught if I can keep the gas down.
I mean, I actually feel like I'm on something that I'm gonna get bit. You got a shade line here on this bluff. I wanted to fish this earlier, but I don't know if you guys remember me saying it just was blowing, 2-foot waves into this bank. And now it's just a little chop.
God, look at the size of that one. These are bigger fish on the main lake, dude. That's the second big one that I caught. Had caught. You know what I'm saying. Second big one that bit. See how much bigger that fish is on the main lake than in the creek? Just learned something today. See what I'm saying?
3 pounds, 2 ounces.
Yeah. There you go, helicopter! That was the helicopter.
Mike Iaconelli's still catching a fair amount of bass. He just caught his 18th bass. It weighed 3 pounds, 2 ounces. Remains in second at 40 pounds even.
And they're obviously not just out on some point catching spots. They're catching too good a quality.
Same kind of depth, but definitely, like I said, main lake, you know? 2 bites, both of them were bigger bites. We can get a couple more bites doing this, and they're bigger. It really tells me something.
Welcome back to General Tire's Major League Fishing for the Lucas Oil Challenge Cup, presented by B&W Trailer Hitches from Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Ah! Don't touch that! Ah!
3-pounder all day long.
They're just out. They're out deep in that timber is where they're at, or they're in that flooded stuff.
Brett Height and Mike Iaconelli have been catching quality bass on Bull Shoals Lake. Flooded bushes have been the common denominator, as you can see here in the favorite fishing overview of the day.
God, look at the size of that one. These are bigger fish on the main lake, dude. That's the second big one that I caught. There you go, helicopter!
Only 30 minutes remain in today's round, and less than 4 pounds separates 4 anglers from elimination. Mark Davis and Fletcher Shryock are on the bubble. One scoreable bass could make or break their chances of advancing to the sudden death round.
9 million bushes in the water, ain't a bass in none of them.
The little pattern that I figured out is the old shoreline bushes out on these flat points, but you need them. A lot of these points have a bunch of bushes, and those aren't as good. You find ones that just have a few bushes, isolated, they're in about 30 feet of water. That's the ones I can get bit on.
I don't even want any updates until I catch one.
Ain't much. Yeah, here's a keeper. Get up in here, boy.
Mark Davis has caught another fish, 1 pound, 8 ounces, moves him to 5th place. His total now is 22 pounds, 6 ounces.
That is one bite.
It's a Strike King Fat Baby Finesse. And that's a new color called Moon Juice. It's a very, very natural, great color when you're fishing these Clearwater lakes. It's got a real natural presence in the water.
But I do feel like I'm going to get some more bites now. I didn't know that an hour ago. Mark ain't going to get done without a fight, though.
Grab him right.
There we go. Yes. 2 pounds, 0 ounces.
Sweet. There we go, baby. Could be the last one of the day.
I just don't, I'm fighting myself what to do. I gotta refish stuff. Do I refish the culvert or do I refish this little slough over here?
There's a good chunk.
1 pound, 15 ounces.
There we go. Almost a 2-pounder. It's a good way to end right there. Please, God. Oh, thank you. Thank you, God.
1 pound, 12 ounces.
Mark Dave Lefebvre's caught another fish. He now has 24 pounds, 1 ounce, moved ahead of you.
Nail-biting son of a gun.
God, I can't believe there's just not more fish on these type of spots.
Get up in here, boy. Now I need for you to weigh a pound.
1 pound, 1 ounce.
That'll work.
I'm pretty much out of fresh water to fish, so I'm gonna have to refish some stuff and just hope. Hope I get lucky and catch one.
There you go. £1 7 ounces.
Nail biter. I don't like nail biters.
Oh, I'm nervous as a cat.
No comment.
We gotta go somewhere. I have no idea where. We're out of water. Out of water.
Whew, I have done everything that I can do to mess this up today. But we're still in it.
Yes. Whew. Whew. Thank you.
1 pound, 13 ounces.
That don't mean it's over, but it sure feels good. Lord have mercy. Get your butt back in here, Lou. Lord, that feels good.
Boy, Andy come alive at last period. You know, he didn't really have very much before the Fletcher was ahead of him.
8 minutes to go, period 3.
I ain't sure how, but I think we're gonna survive.
It's gonna have to happen in this pocket, I'm afraid.
Oh, God. Oh, get it, get it, get it. Golly. Look at him behind him. God, dang it. I'm gonna find him right here at the end. Did you see that? Golly. There was 3 good ones with that one. God.
Oh, 2 pounds, 10 ounces.
I mean, they were all good ones.
I feel like I'm gonna catch one here.
How much do I need?
It's not a fish landing violation. That was a slight touch of the tail. Need 1 pound, 5 ounces.
We'll go with that. Let's do it. Yes.
1 pound, 9 ounces.
Yes. Boom, baby. It's not over yet, but I like that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I knew it was gonna happen. I felt it was gonna happen. I believed it was gonna happen.
Mark up score tracker update for you. Fletcher Shrike has caught another fish. He now has 23 pounds, 12 ounces.
Dang
You're
it.
now 7th. You need 5 ounces.
Dang it, dang it, dang it.
Oh, hoodie bump?
Mark Davis is in 7th place with 23 pounds, 7 ounces.
That is torture. There's a whole school of them coming up right there.
There's nothing, I mean, there's nothing like that. I mean, that was a 1 pound, 9 ounce bass. But I'm here to tell you, like, I have fought all day and caught everything that I could catch. And then for it to come down to that, it's pretty cool.
Come on, Moon Juice. Pretty good one. Come on, fish, I need you bad. Like real bad. Lord.
Slight touch.
Oh, man.
2 pounds, 12 ounces.
Boom! Boom!
Mark Davis has just caught his 17th fish that weighed 2 pounds, 12 ounces, moving him to 5th place.
You are currently in 7th place with 23 pounds, 12 ounces.
Daggone it. You need 6 ounces.
That old fish went ding, ding, ding. I'm like, oh, here we go again. I let it lay there, let it lay there, let it lay there, let it lay there. Picked up on it, ding, ding, ding.
3, 2, 1, lines out. End of period 3, end of round.
I'm gonna tell you, I fished a lot of major league fishing events. Today, for me, that last hour was the most pressure-packed hour that I've ever fished.
It took me too long today. I didn't do the best job. Congrats to the guys that made it, though.
Mission accomplished, guys. It was a good day.
The goal has been achieved. Came in 3rd place. Moving on.
Yeah, I mean, really good day. You know, I mean, kind of drove right to them today. Just landed on top of a place where I felt comfortable to fish all day.
It was interesting, but we made it. Sudden death, the absolute funnest thing, the funnest day in professional bass fishing.
General Tire's Major League Fishing is brought to you by General Tire. Anywhere is possible. B&W Trailer Hitches, Towing Adventure. Abu Garcia, for life. Optima Batteries, the ultimate power source. And by Barbasol Razors, a close, comfortable shave for the past 100 years.
High water and scattered fish quickly became the theme in Elimination Round 2 as 10 anglers navigated what seemed like an endless supply of cover options on Bull Shoals Lake.
Boom, baby!
Brett Hite and Mike Iaconelli clued into the flooded bushes and were able to duplicate their pattern to maintain a commanding lead over the rest of the field.
There's a whole school of them there.
God, look at the size of that one.
Both anglers went back and forth for the top spot until Brett Hite put together a string of bass late in period 3 and held on to win the round.
You remain in the lead with 50 pounds, 13 ounces.
Let's catch up with Brett and check out his winning rig in Bass Pro Shop's end of the line.
Hi, I'm Brett Hite, and these are the baits I use to win my elimination round. First is a green pumpkin bladed jig with a green pumpkin swim bait trailer. This is a 1/2 ounce. I really wanted to mimic bluegill or brim. This time of year, there's a lot of bluegill and brim. I was fishing a lot of bushes, grass, any type of structure that I could visually see in the water. And those bigger fish are really keying in on, and I ended up catching a lot of fish. It's a dandy too, boys! The other bait that I was using was a walking pencil popper style bait that I caught some fish on in the morning. This is just a kind of a natural shad color. It has a feathered treble hook, something that I can cover a lot of water with, and it brings those fish out of that deep, clear water. Really helped me catch a lot of fish and win this elimination round. At the buzzer, baby.
With today's win, Brett Hite is advancing to the sudden death round and will be joined by Mike Iaconelli, Jordan Lee, Andy Montgomery, Mark Davis, and Dave Lefebvre. The Berkeley Big Bass of the day goes to Ike, who seemed mildly content after hauling in this 3-pound, 11-ounce stud.
Ah, don't touch that! Ah! Look at that thing! Woo!
Today's Barbasol close shave goes to Mark Davis, who landed a clutch fish in the final minutes, moving him from 7th to 5th place and securing his spot in the sudden death round.
Lord.
Let's send it over to Marty Stone, who's with today's winner, Brett Hite.
You're an Arizona angler. Clear water doesn't bother you. And you ran into a lot of clear water. Walk me through the process today.
Yeah, you know, I was fortunate. I'd fished Bull Shoals before, and I'd fished kind of somewhere in this area. I fished this big creek over here, and I just took an offshoot off one of those creeks. And kind of what I do during practice is try to find a bay or something and try to put a pattern together. Maybe I catch one on the first point, go through, and then I catch 2 in the back of the pocket, and then I fish the whole rest of the bay and catch another one on the outside point. That puts a pattern together in my mind. And I pretty much stayed in this whole, small creek and ran that pattern, and it just produced real, real well today. It sure is nice to win the round, There's nobody else I'd rather beat than Iaconelli.
Next round, sudden death. That's a new part of the game for you. What's the strategy going in?
Catch as many as I can, as fast as I can. That's pretty much the name of the game. I mean, I'm sure you guys are gonna throw me some curveballs, and I'm looking forward to it.
So far, the few curveballs were thrown today were by Mother Nature. North wind, tough fishing conditions. But Brett Hite made the adjustments, and now he's advancing to sudden death round.
Make sure you tune in next week for elimination round number 3 of the Lucas Oil Challenge Cup, presented by B&W Trailer Hitches from Mountain Home, Arkansas. Until then, Thanks for watching General Tire's Major League Fishing.